Host Tramel Thompson from the Progressive Action TV show. Yesterday, we did a marathon, almost 12 hours. I said that I probably wasn't going to go live for the rest of the year. And I was just kidding. I had to get some rest, and I'm still tired, and come back and let you guys know some things that happened leading up to the election. What I think happened this election, how Utano won, why Progressive Change lost, the independents. I'm gonna talk about all of that. A lot of people been hitting me up, asking me, "Yo, Tramel, what happened? What went wrong?" Up until yesterday, people were saying, "Yo, I thought you was running. Why I didn't see your name up there? I seen Progressive Change up there. They seen Progressive, or whatever the case was." And I say, you know what? I have to do a live to talk about this, to answer people questions at one time, regarding everything that happened, as far as with me. I was in the top four at one time. Then I went down to VP before I got eliminated. The name Progressive Change, and a lot of people, like I said, a lot of people been hitting me up asking me what's going on. But what I need you guys to do is share out this video. I need you guys to share out this video, and so you guys can get this all at one time. So we could talk about what happened this election and why I feel the way I do, and things of that nature. Let me turn this down for a second. If I do that. Yeah, so you guys can have a better understanding of what happened, this entire election. Sorry, I'm sharing out the video. That's why I'm looking down. But yeah, so first and foremost, shout out to everyone who won. Shout out to the losers. It takes a lot of heart and balls to actually get involved with these processes and put their hat in the ring. It takes a lot. So what happened this election? First, let's start off with, how did I get involved with Paulie? So I got involved with Paulie by Mike Cordero approaching me one day, calling me. Was like, "Yo, I need to meet with you. We need to do something for this upcoming election." And I was with it because I wanted to do something that was going to get the incumbents out of office. But what happened was, when Mike Cordero approached me, and I have no issues with Mike, they came to me with a plan like, "Yo, we have MapStoa, we have MOW, we have stations." Like, they had every department, TA Surface, they had everything. And I'm like, wow. So, you guys is really, you guys really got it together and things of that nature. And I was on board. It sounded like a good story. I set up a date to meet Paulie. Paulie is a wonderful guy, right? I like Paulie. I like Paulie as a person. And, Paulie seemed like the type of guy that he give you his word. He sticks by it, right? And, I was cool with all of that. What went wrong for me was that when I was in the top four and I was, inquiring what was going on with this, where these people at, I realized that they didn't have everything they say they had, as far as the other departments. So I was the one who brought Joe Campbell to Paulie. Joe Campbell didn't want to get involved, right? But I told Joe, I said, "Joe, this is the opportunity that, we could really do what we need to do." And then Joe was like, "Yo, Tramel, if you say that you're going to mess with it, then I'm going to mess with it." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm riding with Paulie, Joe was a little apprehensive. He was tired. He's tired of running. Ran for probably the last 12 years, and he was fatigued. But I said, Joe, come on, we could do it. I brought Joe to Paulie. Now I seen a video today where I seen Tawana Jordan say that I double crossed Campbell in the past. First of all, never double crossed Joe Campbell. My position on Joe Campbell was the same. And to even say that you double cross someone means that you and that person had an agreement. Me and Joe never had an agreement. I created a platform and I allowed Joe to come on that platform as many times as he wanted to state his claim as to his position in this union and how he felt about the incumbents. In order to double cross someone, you must have some type of agreement or understanding in place. Me and Joe never had that. I never believed that Joe at that time should have been president of the union, and I stand by that, right? I stand by that. And once Joe people started diminishing my value and Joe wasn't correcting them, that's when I started bombing off on Joe. So before we say that, Tramel double-crossed Joe, you got to learn the facts, know the history, and all that other stuff, right? And me and Joe spoke about that. We spoke about that. And if Joe felt like I double-crossed him, when I asked him to join Paulie, and he wasn't going to do it unless I was involved in it heavily, he wouldn't have did it if he felt that I double-crossed him. So we shouldn't be going around telling 3-4-year-old lies about I double-crossed Joe. That's untrue, right? But it was me. Paulie and Cordero told me that they had all these departments. It was Tramel Thompson that bought them TA Surface. It was Tramel Thompson who brought Joe on board to bring CED. I was the one behind the scenes talking to Richard Singleton, who at the time, me and him had issues because we never resolved our issues, but I put it to the side to give him a call to say, yo, let's do this. I think at the time he was messing with Evangeline. I was the one behind the scenes talking to Charlie Muniz, United Voices, and trying to put that whole thing together for stations. It was me. It was me trying to do that. I was the one trying to pull MTA bus together and being the player with that and all that other stuff. What other department it was? It was but I was the glue in these departments, right? In which I felt that I should have been running for president, but to be honest, I didn't even want to deal. I wasn't even thinking about the president spot. So I was happy to support Paulie at the time. But one thing that I noticed as time went along, like why I dropped out of the top 4, was that everything that they said they had, they didn't have. So that's why I told Paulie that I don't want to run for the top 4. I want to run for RTO VP. I want a definite win. I don't want to be in the top 4 and lose, right? And one thing that was alarming to me was that Paulie was banking on Duvet. And Duvet didn't seem all the way into me. I mean, all the way into what was going on. And I felt that Paulie didn't have his department. And I believe that in order to win president or be in the top 4 period, you must be able to win your department. And if you're not able to win your department, you shouldn't be in the top 4. That's my my ideology on it. And even, Duvet ended up getting taken out by some crazy he didn't get signatures or whatever the case was. There still should have been people in place to fully run against MOW. And I believe if Paulie would have had MOW, he would have won. And that was that. And the diminishing of what my impact, right, that I have, and I hate it. Like, people like to relegate me and call me the internet guy. I use the internet as a tool. The internet is not my strongest point. I'm out in the field, um, organizing and mobilizing. I'm the only one on that slate. I'm the only one on any slate. Point to any slate who have thrown multiple rallies for different departments, been in the media, doing press conferences regarding worker safety and health, talking about discipline. I am the only one who, on any slate, have done what I've done outside of the internet. It have nothing to do with the internet. So when people try to relegate me as Tramel, you're the internet guy, that's a smack in my face. That's just like telling Michael Jordan, you're a great announcer. We see that you're great on the court, but we gonna make you this announcer. And that's like a smack in my face. And, for people to analyze me like that, it shows that they don't really know what's going on. But people underestimate the power of what progressive change and progressive action, what those mean, right? So nobody didn't go to anyone else and say, we want another slate name. Everyone wanted, including me. We wanted the progressive name in there. And the only reason we didn't use progressive action was because Cordero came up with a good point that if we use progressive action, we won't be able to wear none of the stuff inside the Union Hall because they would say you campaigning or whatever the case is. And I was like, yeah, you know what? So actually, Willie Colon years ago came up with progressive change. That been our thing years ago. So when it was said, I'm like, yeah, let's roll with progressive change. It's a spinoff. Progressive change is a spinoff of progressive action. That was the agreement. That was the ideology. So we could use the name recognition, right? Nobody, no disrespect to Campbell, but nobody ain't say let's go with Transport Workers United. Nobody said that because everybody know that progressive action, progressive change is the big draw. So I didn't have to fully endorse anyone because my likeness was already behind it. Like everybody till today, I wake up, yo, you guys won. But I made many a video saying that progressive action and progressive change isn't the same. I could have easily, when I got eliminated, nobody ain't fight for me. Nobody ain't say, Tramel, we got you or anything like that. Or, Paulie did. And I'm gonna explain that too, what Roger said about Paulie. Paulie always made me feel like, Tramel, you'll always have a spot. And I appreciate him for that, right? But if I was bitter that I wasn't running, I could have took away the name. Nuke, my right-hand person, she made the logo for progressive change. We could have took that too, right? If we felt the way, but we didn't because we like Paulie, right? And that won't change. Now, as far as what Roger said about, Paulie, he's being the same as Utano and all that other stuff. That may be true. I don't know, right? That may be true. But one thing I said when Roger said that was that Paulie at least aligned himself with fighters, right? Paulie aligned himself with me. Now, who's to say that if Paulie would have got in that he wouldn't have turned his back on me? I don't know, right? But I think that Paulie was genuine when he spoke with me. I had no reason not to believe him. I don't think that Paulie is that type of guy, right? And also, I didn't understand why Roger came at Paulie like that until I seen a video of Paulie talking when they tried to use that. Paulie was saying that Utano was like a father to him or something like that. I watched that video literally like 2 days ago. And I said, wow, this is why Roger said something about Paulie, because Paulie was on that video saying something about Roger, which I didn't know. So now I understand why Roger said something about Paulie, because prior to that, even during that time, I haven't spoken to Roger in a long time. Prior to me arranging for this interview for him, I haven't spoken to Roger. And I didn't at the time when he put out a statement about Paulie, I didn't understand it. And I didn't even ask him. But I'm like, why would he do that? But I understand why he did it at the time. But it was Tramel Thompson who brought together the TA Surface team. It was Tramel Thompson who attempted to bring stations together and had those conversations with United Voices, Charlie Muniz, and Richard Singleton. it was me who convinced Joe Campbell to get on board, right? It was me who spoke to John Day to get involved. One thing I disagreed with Paulie on was what's this guy name he ran for MTA bus? Pacheco, right? Pacheco, nobody don't mess with Pacheco. He's a weird guy. And that decision right there, and I spoke to Paulie about it. I said, Paulie, you can't go with Pacheco. You got to go with Johnny Knows. You got to go with Johnny Knows. Like Johnny Knows, even though, me and him stopped seeing eye to eye, but it wasn't nothing crazy. I think that Johnny Knows would have been the difference in MTA bus and the private lines for progressive change. I really think that he would have. Pacheco went from, a lot of people don't know, Pacheco went from John Samuelson to Joe Campbell to Evangeline to progressive change. That dude just rubbed me the wrong way. So once I seen that, and I told Paulie, you got to get John Day there. Once Paulie was basically like, nah, I stopped fully. I wanted to do a whole rundown for Paulie, but when he made that decision, I was dejected. I didn't agree with it, right, at all. And I still, for all my lives, you hear me say that, I support Paulie for president. But, man, I just wish that Paulie did more. A lot of people was hitting me like, where's your candidate? Where's your candidate? A lot of people was hitting me, Tramel, why aren't you out here? And because of the name likeness, progressive, everybody know progressive change, progressive action. No matter how much I tried to separate it, people seen it as the same, right? So I was taking hits. Tramel, why aren't you running? Tramel, why aren't you out in the field? Why I don't see you out in the field? Why aren't you here? And I had to tell people, look, I'm not running. I don't control the schedules. I don't know why these people aren't out there. And let's be honest, people can't be everywhere at the same time. But I just wish that Paulie would have did more of being out there. I gave Paulie total access to the platform. Paulie started doing lives on his own page, getting 93 views. We averaging 2,000 to 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000. One video I did, it got like 98, 99,000 views right now from a week and a half ago, right? I don't understand why he didn't use the platform and monopolize off of that, right? I really wanted Paulie to win, and he could have. He could have if he would have worked a little bit more harder. So I'm proud of the work that everyone did. I'm proud of the work that Campbell did. I'm proud of the work that Tawana has been doing. Even though I don't know what kind of thing is going on, but none of this wouldn't have happened without me, right? I'm proud of the work that Roberto lost, but he won. Why? Because everyone up under his name won, right? Roberto won. I'm proud of the work that my brother Kemp was doing, and Kemp became a powerhouse, and I was guiding him through this whole thing, and he would tell you, like, Kemp, you got to do this, you got to move like this, you got to do that, and Kemp listening. He ain't do as much as I wanted him to do, and he realized that, but he still won, and he could have got more if he would have been moving a certain kind of way. But all of this happened because of progressive action, progressive change. If you notice, whoever I personally affiliate myself with, whether it be personally or likeness, or allow them to wear the progressive action, whatever, or adopt the progressive, they win. They win. I'm proud of the work that Gomez was doing. And I kept it 100 with Gomez. I said, Gomez, I can't endorse you because Eric done messed that up for everyone, right? To this day, I get blamed for Eric. And the truth of the matter is that you can't control someone once they get in. You can't. Like, people could tell you whatever they want to hear and they could get in and say, Tramel, I don't need you no more, and go a different type of way, right? And I couldn't risk that without being in control of the situation. I couldn't risk it. But Gomez, once again, he used the platform when he wanted to use the platform. He had the ability to go live whenever he wanted and interview whoever he wanted. He wanted me to interview him, but to be honest, I didn't want to ask him questions that possibly could have hurt him. And I would rather him go on the platform. That's, if you're on the platform, you co-sign by me. That's the co-sign. You're on Progressive Change. You wear Progressive Action shirts. He had the co-sign. He didn't need me. I knew he was going to win. He was going to win. He had the Progressive Action movement, right? So it wasn't no big deal. And I don't know. It wasn't no big deal. Gomez was going to win. It was going to be easy. It was easy work. The numbers proved it. And he has the ball now for RTO. And, you know, I believe that Gomez should do the right thing, but you never know what's going to go on. And I don't know how he's going to utilize me. We didn't have those conversations yet, if he utilized me at all, but we're going to see that. But at the end of the day, the work for the next election starts now. And that's for everyone, right? There's no can't start getting your stuff together the year before the next election, 6 months before the next election, 3 months before the next election. The next election starts right now. Today is the first day to start getting your stuff together for the next election, right? I don't know what Utano and them may do. Maybe Utano will have a change of heart and really try to unify the union as a whole. We don't know. I don't know, right? I don't know what their plans is. But my goal is to have a unification of the fighters, the people who really mean good, and bring everyone together, right? That is the focus of Progressive Action moving forward. I'm going to be organizing in every department, right? I don't know what I'm running for next election, but if I decide to run for president, I'm going to be prepared to run for president on the top 4. If I decide to run for vice president of my department, I'm going to be prepared to do that. And I want to prepare other people in other departments to do that. When it comes to United Voices and stations, I want to work with them. You know, when it comes to Charlie Muniz and all other players and stations, elected or unelected, I want to work with them, right? When it comes to anybody, I joke on, Donald Yates. I talk about he's the most horrible dresser in this union. But if Donald Yates need my help for something, I will be there to help him, right? Because we can't continue to take this passive aggressive position when people are literally losing their lives on this job, right? The reason the union got away with the pandemic was because not all, because I'm not going to put myself in that batch. A lot of people became crew room lawyers and only was complaining from the crew room and didn't stop unsafe work for themselves. So we can't take this passive aggressive approach to our union reps. We can't say, oh, they are in, we go let them handle it. No, we have to change the way that we do business with the union, because the union is not changing business the way they do business with the members, right? So we have to change the way that we do business with them, because people get away with stuff, get away with what you allow them to get away with. And we must stop them. We must stop allowing people to get away with the stuff that they get away with. We must stop that. So what I'm running for next election, I don't know. But if I decide to run for president, then that's what I'm going to do. If I decide to run for RTO VP, then that's what I'm going to do. One thing we're going to say for sure is that the work is not going to stop. Canelo will have 100% of my support in RTO to create the change that we need, right? Without a doubt, I'm the most influential person in RTO. I am the most powerful person with the members in RTO, right? Canelo has my full support, the same way Eric did until Eric turned his back on me, right? Canelo and everyone else up under his ticket have my full support. Everyone, every single last one. JL Rodriguez, that's my guy, right? I encourage JL Rodriguez to get involved and been speaking with him about this for a while. So I'm happy to see. I encourage Brad Snow. That's my guy. Brad is my guy. I encourage Brad Snow to get involved. Trevor, Jason, Denise. Those are my people. That's home team, right? Giassi, that's home team. And if I'm forgetting anyone else, blaming on the mind, not the heart. But I want to create this change that we so desperately need in Local 100. Tony Utano and them decided, they put out a tweet, I think it was either yesterday or this morning, saying that there's better days to come. I took that screenshot. I emailed Utano. I emailed Latanya. I emailed Earl Phillips. I congratulated them on their win. And I asked them, I would like to see what these better days look like, right? And we all deserve to see what these better days supposed to look like, because, you know, they claimed that everything was great before. The only better days I could see is some type of unification of all the fighters and everyone coming together and using everyone's influence to bring everything closer together. There were a lot of things that went wrong this election with the different slates. Like Roberto lost mainly because of maintenance, but because there was an independent candidate that did not have to be there. Richard Singleton lost because there was an independent candidate that did not have to be there. Right? You had who messed up Chisholm? Chisholm lost because there was an independent candidate that did not have to be there. And we must realize that all of this selfishness, right, of wanting to run because you have meetings, we have to look at the bigger picture. Like, I love United Voices to death, but they couldn't win. I knew that. That's why I was trying to help them create a slate inside stations. And I was disappointed in stations altogether of how they voted. Like, nobody jobs are on the line more than you guys. And you guys voted for the people who's putting contractors in your department, who's trying to get you out the booth. You guys actually voted for that, which was mind-boggling. But the people who knew better, I really wish you guys would have stepped to the side and allow that progressive change slate to win, because you guys stopped them from winning. And possibly stop the change that was in there, right? So, man, next election, it has to be better. Like, I'm gonna be honest, if I ever become president, I want to align all the fighters together to the point where when it's election time, there's no opposition slate. There's nothing, because all the fighters is going to be there and all the fighters is going to be happy, right? And we're going to be destroying the TA as we should. That's my vision if I ever become president. No opposition slate, because all the fighters, I'm going to bring them in and I'm going to utilize them. I'm going to say, what you want to do, all right? If they can't do that, then we still got to utilize you because you have value. You know, that's what I want to do if I ever become president. And even if I don't become president and I'm RTO VP, I'm going to bring together all the fighters and try to uh, try to create a super slate in RTO. I mean, in RTO, where there won't be no incumbent slates because everybody will have a piece of the pie, right? Um, but as a union, we must do better. We must do better. Uh, like I said, I'm very interested to see what 2022 is going to hold with Stand United. Um, they took a big dent this election. Paulie could have beat Utano if Paulie would have had his department. If Paulie would have had his department, Paulie could have beat Utano without a doubt. They lost a lot of e-board spots. They lost TA Surface. After all the slander they gave Ron Carter, you know, they hit him with the utmost disrespect slander, and he still won. Proud of Ron Carter. Very proud of Roberto, and everybody won. Everybody won in TA Surface. So we talking about RTO, TA Surface, and I'm gonna consider stations a win for progressive change because we know it could have went different if the independents didn't win. But I mean didn't run, right? And I just wish they would have dropped out. I wish they would have dropped out. You know, they possibly stopped a good thing from happening in stations. But it's not the end of the world. Day one of the new election starts now, right? Now I want to address something because people say that, you know, Tramel, it was three slates running last time, but nobody was running independent on my slate, and you and Campbell should have came together. Look, the truth is that I got more votes. Campbell got more slate votes than me, but I got more individual votes than Campbell. And really, I came in second place, Joe, because I got more independent votes than you, and you just had the extra station slate or whatever the case is. But you know, that's water under the bridge. But we must come together. Utano and them have a chance to bring people together, and if they don't, just in case if they don't, we got to be prepared to finish what wasn't done. Now I'm gonna say this: moving forward, uh, you know, there's for me personally, I have to be more careful of my endorsements. I must stop letting my emotions say yes because I may be mad at a certain group of people and I may say yes faster than really without really giving it any thought. I felt that I made that mistake this time around. And this is a learning process with me, dealing with all these different egos and I don't realize, believe it or not, I don't realize my power and influence all the time. When I'm out with transit workers and, you know, some people, yo, you know, you Tramel, I see your videos, I like your videos. You know, can I take a picture with you? You know, I speak to you about my family. Like, none of that stuff, I really don't hold on to any of that stuff. You know, a lot of my politician friends, like, you know, Tramel, you're a public figure now. And I don't see it that way, right? So I don't be understanding my own power and influence at times. But when I decide to exercise it, I know how to exercise it. But I don't walk around with that, right? And I make mistakes all the time. And I must be more careful on my associations. I got to be more careful on the people I endorse. I have to be more careful on how I'm moving in this game, period, because it is people ready to stick the knife in your back, right? So you're going to see a different Tremel Thompson, and that difference been started happening before this live. Um, a lot of people been hitting me saying, Tremel, I seen your commercial on TV. You know, I love what you're doing. My father called me yesterday. Yo, I seen you on TV 2 times. What you like? I ain't even explained to my parents yet. You know, what my plans is. My mother just say, go out there and kick some butt. They better not, they better not mess with you. They don't know who you are. You know, my mother, mother always waving the pom-poms for me. And, she recognized, you know, how powerful I am. And, she's seen it. She read it in me. Anybody that know my mother don't play. My father don't play either, right? But I'm working on being a better person for myself and holding myself more accountable. And, I'm out there. I'm going to make mistakes. I'm not going to get everything right. But I need you guys to understand that my heart is in the right place. I put a lot of stuff before me. I don't have to do any of this work. The MTA attacked me for fraud because I fight for the members. The MTA not paying me right now as we speak, and I'm out on comp again because of the members. The MTA had MTA police meet me at my work location talking about firearms because of my activism fighting for the members, right? I have nothing on my damn history. There's no chinks in my armor when it comes to the MTA. And I could stop this at any given time. I could fall back and just defend myself at any given time. But I truly believe that this is the universe. This is God calling. These is God plans. These aren't my plans. I'm walking in faith, right? I'm not nobody. No, I don't have a big homie in this. I don't have anyone saying, Tremel, this is how you do it, or this is what you should do, or this and that. Because this ground that I'm trailblazing is unwritten. Nobody has done what I have done in this union, period. Nobody in 3 years on the job got they slate to take over RTO, right? Nobody in this amount of time has garnered the respect of the authority where now they all know who I am and they respect my position because I speak to them, right? And it's only going to get better from here. It's only going to get better from here. But one thing I'm not going to allow people to do, I'm not going to allow people to tear me down. I'm not going to allow people to slander me, defame me. You will be in court moving forward. And I'm not going to allow people to use my name, my likeness, unless I know exactly where their heart is, are there for the members, and all that other stuff. Because people love to give credit to others and act like Tremel wasn't the glue in this, right? Progressive change was progressive action, no matter how much I tried to separate it. Between last election and this election, progressive action blossomed big time. It blossomed big time, right? So if it wasn't progressive, if the name wasn't progressive change, how well they would have done, right? Everybody know what the role the name played in all of this. And I'm not gonna allow people to try to control the narrative to say that it wasn't and this and that. But I would tell you guys this: there's no more progressive change. There's no more spin-offs of progressive action. There's only gonna be one progressive, and that's progressive action. That's that. There's no more of that, right? If anybody want to run under this moniker, progressive action, it's going to have to come through me and my team moving forward. That's it. And my team is my team is the team that I share a chat group with. That's it. That's it. And they know who they are in that chat group. The same team I talk with every day. Jocelyn, Nuke, Canella, Denise, Jason, Roberto, Kemp, Ben. Hope I got everyone. But that's it got to be ran through them. Those are basically and shout out to Drummond too, man. Drummond is my guy. I really wish Drummond would have been more smart. Um, I felt that he tried to be smarter than me, and he could have really been the VP right now. Drummond could have really been a VP right now, and he played his cards wrong. He hedged his bets. He's a betting man. He hedged his bets, and it didn't work out. But Drummond is welcome back on the team. Drummond is a fighter. Drummond is my guy. Drummond is welcome back to Progressive Action. I'm looking forward to work with Michael Enriquez in Map Store. I'm looking to work with everyone, man. Even like I said, Donald Yates, Marshall in the Bronx. I'm looking forward to work with everyone to make this union the most powerful union that they have ever seen in their life, that this city have ever seen, that the MTA has ever seen. I'm ready to create that. And I have been out talking to members. I've been speaking with members. I'm ready to expand Progressive Action in every department, and that has already started. I'm looking forward to working with retirees and getting more history from them. Oh, shout out to my brother Willie Colon. Shout out to Willie Colon. He's the only retiree inside Progressive Action right now. And Willie's down for whatever, man. You gotta love some Willie Colon. But yeah, man, I really wish that this election would have turned out differently. As far as what the president is concerned, but Utano won. And I'm gonna say this for Utano also. If Utano want my help with anything, and I know what I bring. I know that I'm not a go along, get along guy. I know I'm not a yes man. My team know that I'm not any of the above. If Utano want to do any type of work to make this union better, or listen to what the plans of or ideas of where we think that this union should be going and the direction that this union should be going, I'm willing to sit down with Utano and discuss those things of the direction of the union and to unify a lot of the stuff that's going on here. I think that that's key. And hopefully, I mean, what happened to me this election would not happen to me ever again. I'm giving you guys my word. I'm going to be working 1,000%. If you guys think I was putting in the work before, nothing is going to stop me now. Nothing. I'm going to dedicate my next 3 years to unifying Local 100. You guys just don't understand the visions I have in my head to really make this come to life. And this can't come to life only with Tremel Thompson. I need you guys' help. I need you guys' support. And starting with that help and support, let me put this on the screen. I need to put this on the screen. Give me 1 second. I need to put this on the screen. Because I need you guys' help and support. This will not happen without the help and support of the members. And you guys play a vital role in the success of anyone. When you're talking about music, a musician is not successful without their fans. People buying and supporting their music and coming to their concerts and things of that nature. Progressive Action will not be where it's at today without the support of the members. I would never get that twisted. Without the support of you guys, Progressive Action will not be where it's at. So this is what I have planned. This is what I have planned, and I want to put this on the screen. This was like a freestyle show today. I didn't have nothing written, no bullet points. I just wanted to go from the heart. So look, Wednesday, December 15th, there's an MTA board meeting. We have old leadership that's starting January 1st. We have new leadership that's starting January 1st. I want to get as many people as down as 2 Broadway that can possibly come. This is not the time for excuses. This is the time for us to get down there and let our voices ring. So the date is Wednesday, December 15th. It says it starts at 10 a.m. I want you guys to meet me in front of 2 Broadway at 9 a.m. If you off, please come. 9 a.m. Wednesday, December 15th. That's next week, next Wednesday at 9 a.m. Meet me at 9 a.m. at 2 Broadway. And we got to let our voices ring. Yes, we have union leadership, but we got to let them know that the members are tired of our treatment. We are tired of the disrespect. We are tired of the heavy discipline. Discipline should be a last-ditch resort to correct a bad employee. We are tired of the assaults, and we must stand together. You don't have to go up there and speak, but you could go up there and stand behind your brother and sister who do decide to speak. This is the last meeting of the year. I want to see you guys there. Wednesday, December 15th, 9 a.m. at 2 Broadway in the city. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can message me on Messenger and I will answer your question. If you have children, right? I don't think children could come. But please, if you can make it, please make it next Wednesday at 9 a.m. It's very important. But yeah, I had to get this live off my chest. Once again, congratulations to Tony Utano for winning again. Congratulations for Paulie Navarro for putting your hat in the ring and working with you briefly. I wish you nothing but the best. Shout out to Canella for winning RTO and the team that he put together. Shout out to my brother Roberto Martinez, Alexander Kemp, Chico, Ronnie Santabello, Ron Carter, JP. You're gonna have to do the right thing, my brother. I called JP. JP ain't pick up, but JP, you're gonna have to do the right thing. It's time. Wow, it's time for you to the writing is on the wall. You have to unify your department. You have to unify your department. And this next 3 years. The next 3 years is going to be about the union members. It's not going to be about the officers. It's not going to be about the president. These next 3 years is going to be about us, the members. This is our time. The time is now. And we must come together, unite, and be the change that we want to see. Thank you for tuning in to the Progressive Action TV show. I see you guys out in the field. I see you guys out there on the road. But change is here, change is now, and change is coming. Have a good day.